Healing begins the moment you choose you. Welcome to Rise Up and Heal. I'm Annie, your host. Before we begin, please be aware that this episode includes discussions of childhood trauma, domestic violence, suicide, burnout, and narcissistic abuse. If these topics feel difficult for you, I do encourage you just to listen in whatever way is going to feel supportive for you. In today's episode of Rise Up and Heal, I sit down with Carla Berbary. Carla is a trauma therapist, university lecturer, keynote speaker, emotional, what was I going to say, who experiences in helping those in emotional situations. And she is also the author, and is just a beautiful soul to be around. Carla herself has survived childhood trauma, domestic violence, and a suicide attempt at the age of 13. Carla now combines her lived experience with her professional expertise to help people understand how trauma shapes identity, relationships, and the nervous system. She's also the founder of Not a Life Sentence, a mental health platform focused on healing, resilience, and emotional well-being. And she is also and has very graciously gifted our listeners with a copy of her book, Healing from Within, a self-guided journey to emotional growth and inner peace. So, Carla, thank you so much for being with me today and for sharing your story and the work that you do for the people that you help. Thank you so much.
Annie, thank you so much for your invite and thank you for the intro. And I am so happy to being here with you.
Oh, thank you. Now, Carla, because you have quite a story, as well as a lot of expertise in how you really support people, can you please share your story and how you also got to where you are today?
Mm. Uh, I guess when people hear the word narcissism, they often focus on the narcissist and, their actions. I thought today maybe to look at it from the different perspective, to look at it from the impact on a child growing in that environment, and also, of course, on the healing that came later. My story, I grew up in a home where my father regularly blamed my mother, let's say, for his failures. Um, as a child, I did not have the language to understand what was happening. I just knew that home didn't feel emotionally safe. Mind you, I was born and raised in Lebanon, so I lived through the civil war. So outside was war, inside was war. Physically, at the age of 13, with my hormones as well. But I guess the hardest war was at home.
Yeah.
One thing I think I have absorbed was that being a woman looked painful. I watched my mother being criticized, blamed, diminished. So, on the unconscious level, I made a decision as a child that I never wanted to become her because we identify with the same-sex parent as kids, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So when I reached puberty around the age of 13, I felt trapped.
Mm.
I couldn't stop becoming a woman, and because of what I had witnessed growing up, I associated, I guess, womanhood with being powerless. And looking back, I wasn't really trying to end my life, but I was trying to escape a future that basically scared me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's really important too, because that it's something like it really shapes you, doesn't it? Like it's
It does.
amazing how when you're living in that fear-based circumstance, then how these thought patterns and these beliefs evolve from this. And, to be living in such fear because it wasn't like you said, like you had a war happening on the outside and in your
Mm,
environment around you, but you had this internal war that was going on within your home environment, but also within yourself.
definitely.
Yeah, like the fear I can only begin to imagine just would have been very consuming.
Yeah, look, and I found from my own experience and having supported a thousand of clients now, being a child of a narcissistic parent, you never feel good enough.
Yeah,
Whatever you do, they raise the bar, they move the end goalpost. So
yeah,
you go, you try, and then you come back. No, no, it is higher. So you are always trying to reach a place that really is not reachable. And now I am talking in retrospect. I am on the outside. I am an adult. I understand what narcissism is. I understand domestic violence. But as a child, this was normal. This was my life. And I am not too sure if I can say I did generalize and I thought this how homes were. I didn't think of it, but it was normal for me.
yeah. And I think that's the thing, we as children, I mean, we are growing up in environments that even though they may not feel great and they may not feel like in alignment within ourselves, the fact is, as a child, we don't know any different.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, if an environment was familiar, it doesn't mean that it was healthy.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. 100%. It does not mean it was healthy at all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it was very hard because I was becoming a woman physically, mentally, and I was against it because I was scared. I
Yeah.
didn't see a healthy way of being a woman. I must say here, then I saw my mom as a weak person, but now I understand that she was surviving and she wasn't weak at all. Then at the age of 18, she became my hero. But it took me 18 years to get there.
Well, I look, you yourself are going through changes and you're trying to, navigate your own life throughout that or navigate your childhood to then try to come to this understanding.
Yeah,
And it is hard when you're in the thick of it, but once you start growing older and you start to see things, then I mean, she herself was navigating her own her own
struggles.
pathway and trying to be a mother
Yeah,
as well as a spouse and trying to, like you said, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, they are very good at moving the goalposts.
yeah.
So for her trying to navigate that, like it's an
Mm,
incredible journey to be on. So
yeah.
yeah,
And we are referring back to the 80s when mental health, was not that widely spoken about, where, if someone was having a like a panic attack, they would put in asylums. So we are referring back to a different era.
absolutely.
But my mom lodged a complaint, went to the parish priest because, the church was more respected than, or probably not respected, but was more powerful, I guess. And of course, they would have spoken to my dad to investigate the situation. And now I understand him being a narcissist. He wanted to prove her wrong. I don't know how, but he was able to admit her twice to a psychiatric hospital
Oh, wow.
and to label her as crazy. And
Yeah.
of course, she had medications, she had the electric shock. So she was treated as a crazy person.
Wow.
So we grew up thinking that our mother was sick.
Yeah.
But she's always, maintained, she would call my dad, you are the crazy person. I'm not crazy. Even I remember once he wanted to admit her to a psychiatric hospital and he had to call in the police because she was refusing to go.
Yeah. How awful. Just how traumatic. And I mean, as children, like also witnessing that within your parents and trying to navigate and work out like what is true, what is real, like
Hmm.
who is the crazy one here. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
many children of narcissistic parents, it's not that they support, but they go with the narcissist because the narcissist appears to be the stronger one,
Hmm.
and they are very vocal about it.
Yeah.
And they put the other person down, and the other person would be or would look like as if they were powerless.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the thing, isn't it? Like it's interesting because when the person reacts, like your mum has reacted, is they react that all of a sudden they are being labeled crazy. And
Mm,
this is where now I think it's important is to look at that and go, well, okay, hang on a second. Before we start to truly look into this, I guess, craziness, we need to ask the question that of, well, what is going on in that person's life for this person to be reacting the way that they are?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and that's how I always look at things now. Like when it's like, well, hang on a second. Why, like even just for myself, okay, well, why am I reacting like this? Oh, okay, it's because of this, and this, and taking a look at that. But I think this is where it's so important that
Sorry,
um
I have lost you before. You
oh,
went, you
okay.
froze.
Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Um, so it's really important, like that you're also like asking yourself the questions and going, well, hang on a second, why is this person reacting this way?
It is very, very confusing for a child because our nervous system is feeling something, but our brain is saying something else.
Yeah,
And that difference is very confusing. We are feeling the danger. We are feeling that, like in my case, my father was not really protective of me. He didn't love me the way that I wanted to be loved. And I don't believe that he ever loved me. And not only me, we are four girls at home.
yeah,
But as a child, I didn't understand it. I felt it. We feel it.
yeah, you do.
And
Yeah,
this is what people call the gut feeling. And our gut feeling is the gut feeling. It is really powerful. It is when we start to add to it our cognitive abilities, this is when it starts to be not 100% accurate.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it took me 18 years to understand my mom and how it happened. I started uni, and when you are at uni, you don't go full time. You have sometimes courses in the mornings, sometimes in the afternoons. So I got to spend time with her. And I must say, from very young age, I would say she is not crazy, but I would distance myself from her. But from the age of 18, I started seeing that she wasn't crazy. She was normal. And my first degree was not in psychology. Like, it's not that I was studying it and understanding the brain. My first degree was in IT. So something totally different. But just our conversations, we were having conversations, we were talking.
So good.
Because from the age of 6, I think, I stopped her from helping me having showers. I stopped getting her help.
Yeah.
Like we would go to the shops because I would need to go with her to buy clothes, but just because I had to. And I would distance myself from her. I would try clothes on, let her pay, and just leave as soon as we can. She called me smart because I used to come back home knowing all my lessons, but really I wasn't smart. But I didn't want her to sit with me and help me with my studies. So I would focus a lot in the class.
Yeah.
So when I came back home, I can read, I can do the equations, whatever it is. So I would minimize my time with her.
Which is completely understandable in the
Mm.
situation that you were raised up in.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's hard when you have to earn the love. It's
Yeah.
hard when you need, like, you try, like, we are four girls, and my father always was very vocal that he wanted a boy, which is fair. But I don't really believe it now. I think it was just not to give us what we wanted. Like, as a child, even though we were during war and activities were not in, no one thought about them then. But I wanted to do martial arts.
Oh, wow.
And he said, if you were a boy, I would have enrolled
Wow.
you. So, and because I felt that he needed a boy, because, whatever we say, boys. So I think from the age of about 8, I stopped wearing dresses, except on Palm Sunday where we had to. But otherwise, whenever I could, I stopped wearing skirts, dresses. Uh, and because I was very active, I would climb up trees, I would play with the boys, but I think I was active.
Yeah.
But at home, they would call me Carlos. So my nickname was Carlos. Even my maternal and paternal uncles would call me Carlos. But for me, I was happy because I thought I was giving my father the boy that he never had.
Yeah.
But really, I was asking for his love.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, it's because I guess they're incapable themselves. That's the thing. They're incapable of, I guess, giving that unconditional love because they don't even know it themselves.
Of course, but this is what I understand now.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, exactly. But as a child, 100%, it does. Yeah, it's that feeling that stays with you that, like you said, that you don't feel good enough, that you
Yeah,
don't feel worthy, and
yeah.
that's the undermining or the overriding feeling that you feel the
Mm.
entire time.
Yeah, and I guess probably the hardest thing is being confused. Like,
Yeah,
what do you want to love me?
yeah,
Do you want me to do this? I would do it.
yeah,
But then I wouldn't get the love back.
yeah,
So that confusion is hard.
yeah. Very hard. Very hard. So, with your journey, because I mean, you are doing absolutely a lot now within your
Mm.
adult self. So, was there, I guess, one particular driving factor that led you to where you are now, or is it like a culmination of just a whole heap of things that led you to do what you're doing now?
Mm. I believe in the wounded healer. I find too many people in the helping industry have it. But of course, when I got into psychology, I didn't think about it on the conscious level, but I do believe in the unconscious and that it drives us.
Hmm.
I had finished my first degree in IT and I was doing my therapy. So I thought I liked it. I was in therapy for 2 years. And of course, my father was against it, saying, oh, if people knew, they would label you as crazy like your mom. So, I was even though I was still doing it, but inside I had a little bit of fear as well. But anyway, I liked it. It's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this is what I really enjoy doing. So I went back to uni and retrained. How I got to where I am currently to supporting people, I didn't choose clients of narcissistic abuse background. I think they have chosen me. And even when I started my private practice in 2019, I didn't understand what narcissism was. Of course, I would hear it, but I would put it like anyone else under being, selfish.
Yeah.
But when I started working with couples, you know, after probably 6 months in, I thought I have supported couples where they had cheated and they were able to work through that and they were able to, make things work. But sometimes I would get couples where there are no apparent problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they say their problems, they appear to be really small or, pathetic rather.
Yeah.
So then when I looked at the cases and at the clients that I saw a common behavior. And only then, probably 8 or 9 months into my first year of private practice, I got to understand what narcissism was. And only then I was able to relate it to my own journey as well.
Yeah.
Then I found, oh, my father is one. Oh, two of my best friends, or those that I called best friends, one in Lebanon and one here, were narcissists, which is normal because again, this is familiar and we choose familiarity.
Yeah.
So when you understand it, you start healing.
Yeah.
You start being congruent.
Yeah.
What you say in your mind is the same as you feel in your body.
Yeah.
But I went through a rough, probably year because my mom passed away 18 years ago,
Mm.
and it was very hard because she slept and never woke up,
Wow.
which was nice in one way
Yeah.
because she didn't suffer. But my firstborn was 5 days old, so when I
Oh,
became a mom like her, I lose. I lose her. So,
yeah.
and you only get to understand your parent when you become one, really.
Yeah, for sure.
So I went through a very rough year. Um, I mean, of course, grief, but the rough year was in 2020 because that's when I understood fully narcissism. And I was so angry at my dad. But I have my conscience clear because I did say to my mom, I love you, I believe you, I trust you, you are my mom. I wouldn't want another mom, so I am happy that I have done this.
Yeah.
But I found in 2020 the negative vibes were too negative. Like I was so consumed in not taking revenge, but, and this is really when my speaking started, I just wanted to stand on stages and say, my father is abusive.
Yeah.
And it's worked, but now I do it to support others.
Yeah.
So I felt the negative vibes and I said, look, it is eating me up. So I need to look after myself.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's where the changes I feel really come into it, don't they? Is the second that you
Hmm.
choose yourself and your own healing. is the second that things really begin to shift. And I find it's not just looking at, okay, other people, because you do start to recognize patterns and similar behaviors and things like that. But it also gives you that opportunity to truly look at your own patterns and to go within and to, with the teachings that I do with Louise Hay's work is like really looking at that inner child and
Mm,
healing whatever those patterns and those beliefs are that we hold on to because it carries us all the way through.
it does. And you're right. Healing, I say, I guess, is when their voice stops being the loudest voice in your head.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is not an easy stage to get to.
No, no, not at all.
But it is a journey,
Yeah.
and whoever takes this journey will definitely get there.
For sure. And that's the thing. Like you're never alone. And that I think this is one of the beautiful things. And I love that you do what you do and advocate with the work that you do because you're also speaking up and you're speaking out about it. And it's supporting people who are currently going through this or who have gone through it that it's not until you've gone through something like this yourself do you fully understand exactly what it's like because the level of confusion is just I can't even put that into words. So it's good to know and for people to know that they are not alone in this journey because there are people like yourself who are out there advocating.
Yeah, definitely. And you are doing a great job in this field as well, supporting others, spreading awareness,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and this is what people need to understand it, because once we understand it, or really we cannot change what we don't understand.
That's right. Exactly.
So thank you to all what you do as well.
Thank you. See, this is why I love doing what I do because I get to speak
Mm,
with beautiful people like yourself and we get to have conversations,
yeah.
you know, like this. So, what would you say now? Like, what would be something that you like advise your clients who have experienced a narcissistic parent or who are co-parenting with a narcissist and their children are growing up? Like, what are a couple of things that you would share with them that you would like to share with us today?
Hmm. I know that you know because we've had previous conversations, but co-parenting doesn't exist with a narcissist.
Yeah.
It is the parallel parenting, because whatever you do, they will destroy. Like if you put rules for your kids, they are going to go against them.
Yeah.
Um, Look, the first, I think, step is, and I am not saying it is an easy one, but we need to name things as they are.
Yeah.
Because if we keep on saying, like my father lost his father at the age of 7,
Yeah. Wow.
and his mother couldn't cope, and she had 8 kids.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And my father was the fifth child out of the 7. So, if I were to say, he's had trauma, definitely, because no one is born a narcissist.
No. Yeah.
People become one.
Hmm.
So we understand what got them there,
Yeah.
but it is not to excuse or to downgrade the behavior. And I think we need to understand that narcissism is not selfishness, even though they are selfish, but not every person who's overused the word narcissist. But narcissists like my father are nasty. And we need to name it as it is.
Yeah.
And I am not too sure about the research, but I believe we don't need to forgive them. Forgiveness with narcissists, I am not a big believer, but we need to work through it.
Yeah.
And the first step is again to name it, to understand it, but also to separate our not behavior, but the sense of I was not enough
Yeah,
from what the reality is.
for sure.
Because they made us feel this way, but that wasn't the truth.
Yeah,
And the goal is not to take revenge. And of course, it is not to prove them wrong, even though at first it will feel like it.
yeah,
But the goal is freedom,
yeah, yeah,
is for us to live happy.
yeah, definitely. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, this is the beautiful thing when it comes to the healing side, that you can get yourself to a point that they're not overriding you and they're not in your head, so to speak. And the thing is to accept yourself for who you are,
Mm,
to love and like yourself
yeah,
in the process. And we've all made choices that we can go,
definitely.
oh, you know what, I could have done better, or I should have done this, or anything like that. But at the end of the day, we do what we do in that particular point in time because it's just what we know. And I think the biggest thing is also forgiving yourself,
Yeah,
like, because you don't know what you don't know.
you're right. And probably this is the biggest thing is to forgive yourself because I always say, how come I didn't see it?
Yeah,
Even when I was in my 40s, like, how come I didn't see it 10 years ago?
yeah,
How come, like I had studied psychology then, so I was in the field,
yeah,
but it didn't happen, and that is fine.
yeah,
Yeah, we need definitely to forgive ourselves. I find my trauma is I am workaholic. I'm always needing to prove myself and really to myself. And to date, I'm still working on asking for help
yeah. Good. That's
because I think over the years, as a child, I couldn't ask for help.
yeah,
I distanced myself from my mom, and my father was not available emotionally. So
yeah,
I learned to do things solo.
yeah. Yeah. And it becomes quite a hard. It's interesting you say that because I know for me, that's probably one of the hardest things that I also find is asking for help because like, no, it's all good. I've got this and I'll talk about it. I'll
And
talk about it later when it's done. It's all good. Like I'm good here. But
it-
it's so important. Like,
like sometimes I would stop people from helping me, like at the airport, if I'm getting my bag of the carousel, someone, would come to help. I said, "Oh, I'm good, thank you," like, but it is nice.
it is nice.
But I'm still working on it.
Yeah. And the same with compliments, receiving compliments.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, what? Really? Huh? Really? To be able to go, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Like
Yeah.
maybe this person like you know,
Just say thank you and accept it. And I am saying it to myself as
yeah,
well,
yeah,
like accept it. And people are genuinely nice.
yeah,
Like they mean it.
yeah, yeah.
So take it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, 100%. But there is this whole thing, and when you've grown up in those patterns and stuff like that, that it can be very hard. It is hard to
Of
accept, but
course.
that's part and parcel of the healing journey, and also unpacking those stories or those beliefs that we've thought about ourselves. And yeah, it's
And
definitely a journey.
just the pain from needing being loved and supported and protected and not finding it.
Yeah,
You are going to say, all right, I didn't find it, so I need to find it myself with being overly the independent person.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, Carla, thank you so much for sharing your story today, your wisdom, your journey, and honestly, again, all the work that you do. It's just an absolute honor to have you be on Rise Up and Heal today. So thank you ever so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And look, if one person hears this episode and leaves with hope, then, our mission is done. And a big thank you to you and again for the work that you are doing. You have started from just a mic and a laptop at home.
Yeah.
And now you are listened, across so many countries and people are learning from it. So thank you for spreading that awareness.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, before I do actually just close this off for everybody, where can people find you? I will put all your links in that in the description, as well as your beautiful, generous offer where people can access your book. But how can people find you?
Yeah, thank you. My business name is Not a Life Sentence. So my website is notalifesentence.com.au and I am on LinkedIn as Carla Berbary.
Thank you. And I will, like I said, everybody, I will be putting Carla's details in the description as well as her link to her book, which is just a beautiful gift to each and every one of you who is listening and watching from home. Thank you so much for being a part of the Rise Up and Heal community. If you would like to share your story, please send me an email at Annie, ANNI, at riseupandheal.com. Again, thank you ever so much, Carla. I appreciate you, and I love that we have been able to chat today.
You're such a legend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.